good morning, happy day to people. So today I'm going to go through something I'm going to call Lifesavers, and the purpose or the focus of this is going to be Power BI and the Power BI service. So these are just going to be kind of quick tips of how to navigate or just things that are going to speed up your experience. A lot of you might be using some of this stuff, but maybe you don't, and this is going to be helpful for you. So the first thing I'm going to start with, this is really, really simple, but if you have long workspace names, I didn't know this before, but you can actually expand this to see what the workspace name is. That's kind of a game changer. It's very simple, but that's a new feature I maybe added, I don't know if it's like 2 or 3 months ago. Before you, if you had a lot of workspace names that repeated or the beginning syntax or text string of it was the same, it would be hard to kind of distinguish which one is which, but you can now expand that. That's kind of a simple feature, and you may have missed it, so I'm calling attention to that because that is very, very useful. Um, okay, so second feature, monitoring hub. I hope you all are using this, especially for your refresh schedules or refreshes. So with refreshes, you should get notifications if you're setting them up correctly, if they're failing. But if you want to look at everything at once, or at least what you have access to, you can certainly filter this and see your successes. You can look at your failures, see what's sitting out there that's failed, anything that's in progress. So if you think something's taking a long time or longer than what you would expect, you can kind of go in here and see what's in progress. Not started items, so they're kind of queued up but haven't started yet. Or maybe items were canceled. So kind of a quick monitoring system. I would have to imagine that if you have been in the Power BI service for a while, you're using this, but again, just submitting it or just letting you know about it in case you're not, because that is definitely helpful. So the next thing, I'm going to start jumping into workspaces. This one is going to you're probably going to use this if you're in the service, but don't forget the lineage view. That is extremely helpful. So there's more ways than one to get here. I'm going to select the three vertical dots here, and then I'm going to go into the item lineage here. And this just gives me everything that's connected to this semantic model. So if this was, maybe I had some thin reports out here that are connected in other workspaces, you can certainly see that too. Actually, let's do that example. Let's go to a different workspace, go to inventory. I'm going to create an item here. We'll do a report. I'm going to do a publish semantic model. Let's see if I'm in inventory. Da, 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 da. We'll do this one here. And I'm not going to create a report, just create a blank report here. And I'll save that. We'll do test report. I think that was, I just want to make sure the product isn't, okay, so it's not on, what I was checking there is to see if that semantic model was in that workspace. It's not, so I'm going to go to this product one now, and then I can check that lineage view, and we should see one, we have one in employee. Actually, I have a couple out there, so that's good. So you can see these in other workspaces. That lineage view comes up. Very helpful when you're kind of troubleshooting. It is high level though, so if you're going to very detailed lineage, like what reports have what measure, doesn't do that. That's where my app comes in. But this is still very helpful. Let's see what else. Let's peek at the workspace lineage. That could be helpful too. Tells us what workspace is. Yeah, so we can see over, we'll switch to this. We can see what workspaces those live in. That's kind of a quick high level lineage view. I actually probably like this maybe a little bit better, especially with those thin reports that are created in different workspaces. This comes in helpful because then you can quickly understand what workspace and what report that is. So The last thing I think I'm going to talk about is being able to edit your. Well, actually, I'm going to do two things. So, first thing is going to be able to edit your semantic models in the service. In my opinion, that is a game changer. You can open up the semantic model and you can go to edit and you can edit things like your measures, your M code Power Query. I believe you can bring in different data sources and things like that. That is awesome. I love that. Kind of stepping away from having kind of that file out the desktop file and the service, so you can kind of consolidate everything into a single place to do your development work. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, last thing here. I'm gonna go back to my workspace. I think I'm gonna go into the model and write DAX queries. So over this model, I can write DAX queries um, to kind of explore this model. What I like to do is, I think it's called like evaluate, accept, and then I select columns and I compare two tables. So like if I'm doing some work on bringing in maybe a new replacing a data source and I want to validate to make sure that they match up, I use that accept selected columns kind of syntax here, and I can compare both tables and see what's the difference between the two. That comes in extremely helpful with this. But there's other things that you can do, like you can write your evaluate info view measure. So your info functions over this as well. These come in pretty helpful. They can give you insights into like your measures, your tables. I don't have any measures in here. We could probably do tables though. Um, that metadata context of your models. So you could run that there. Very nice to see that too. So again, this session was Lifesavers, quick tips to make your experience better in the Power BI service. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a good Saturday morning, and I will see you later.